In this session 31st, I am going to talk about one of the important poems of Andrew Marvell, that is to his coy mistress, which is prescribed for third semester optional English students in Davangere University. So it is written by Andrew Marvell. So before that, let me to recap of this session, reminding mainly Andrew Marvell as one of the secular metaphysical poets and may be considered as next great poet after Donne among metaphysical poets. His poems are marked by distinctive characteristics of metaphysical poetry, no doubt, a deeply appreciative of the wonders of nature as a metaphor. So, the important learning objectives of this session are to enable the students to understand the poem, what they have to find out the distinctive characteristics of this Andrew Marvell's poetry, such as use of wit, way of used this metaphysical conceit, lyricism, etc. So, it is also to enable the students to understand, to prove as one of the best known poems of Marvell, this poem, and also to make the students to consider the poem as widely appreciated for its metaphysical quality, especially for the themes of seduction and combinations. That is the main theme, carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day. To make the students to realize that love is timeless for lovers, and they have to understand properly the themes of the poem. So, this poem may be read at three different stages or strophes. So, the important three differentiated phrases are, so to say, strophes or parts of this poem may be the supposition of supposition to love, to inspire his beloved by admiring her beauty. So if we read the poem at three levels, this poem will be definitely very easy to understand. The first one is supposition of the poet or lover for his beloved by admiring the beauty, appreciating her beauty. So the second one is the necessity to reject it, a Daniel part of the past. The third one is the consequence to reject it, terrifying images, death, to replace the images of love and life. That means he, at first he appreciates, he tries to take her, he tries to influence her by appreciating her beauty. Next, he tells about what is how and what is necessary to reject it. In the third one, he terrifies her by giving the terrifying images of death. So, in this way, he asks her to have physical love. So, the content, so in the beginning, the lover might have offered his lady beloved to have sex with him for to have physical sex, but she might have rejected to grant his wish of sexual favors by telling us they have much time to love. At that time, the lover speaker poet exhorts his mistress not to delay their union. If they had limitless of time, they could spend centuries, as she said. Especially, he would spend centuries together or years together by admiring each part of her body and her resistance to his advances or kindness. Kindness means shyness. Kindness would not discourage. That means if they had much of time, if she rejected, it was not any kind of wrong. But they have the very less time, according to him. He could not hurry her if they had all the time in the world. Since they are mortals, that means they are dying animals, they will only have finite time, limited time to share their thoughts and to love. So, in this way, he is going to instigate his beloved. Even though their love is timeless, their mortal forms are not timeless. So, he urges her to requite his efforts and argues that his loving one another with passion, they will both make the most of brief time they have to live. He thinks that the delays by following convention are meaningless since they do not help them gain anything substantial. So he says that they should put their youth, they should utilize the age of young to good use and enjoy and celebrate their mortal love rather than die waiting or death waiting. The conversation of celebrating the lady and addressing her courteously are fully preserved, but they are also undercut by constant reminder of the inexorable passage of time. So, in the opening lines, if we comment on the poem, in the opening lines itself he says, had we but world enough time, this kindness lady were no more or no crime. These seem to suggest quite a whimsical tone of regret of the lover. So, especially the words world, time mark the scope of the discussion, made aware of the breadth and time scale. So, love is transcended as timeless and universal in the poem. So, image of death may terrify not only his beloved but also the readers. So, in the second part of the poem, there is a sudden transition into imagery by involves graves, marble walls, and worms. That means by referring these words in the second part, he makes a kind of fear in his beloved. So he uses metaphors, they depict a realistic and harsh death that awaits the lovers, seems to be a way of shocking the lady into submission. Critics note that the sense of urgency of the lover in the third section, that means third part, especially the alarming comparison of lovers to amorous birds of prey. So, by referring these amorous birds of prey, again he makes her to influence her and he urges her to have physical love. So, the poem is written in iambic tetrameter and rhymes in couplet. For example, the first verse paragraph has 10 couplets long. In the second verse, it has 6. The third has 7. The logical form of the poem runs with the words if, but, therefore, like this. So the use of complex and ambiguous metaphors challenges the perceived notions of the poem. It raises suspicion of irony and dilutes the reader with its inappropriate and jarring imagery. So, by using the themes of love, this Andrew Marvell, by using themes of love, beauty, time, death, and others, analyzed the poem from philosophical point of view also. So in this way, this poem, that is to his coy mistress, has a carpe diem theme, or carpe diem main theme, which is maybe called as or meant as what seize the day. So with this, I want to end about the poem, explanation about the poem, that is to his coy mistress by Andrew Marvell.